Hello, Internet. I am the Velvet Sparrow, and I am joined here by my good friend, the Heart Hero. Say something.
What's up, everybody? Art Hero 456, Exo65 here.
And today, we are going to be doing a read-through of a visual novel that is very near and dear to my heart. It is one of the first visual novels I ever properly learned the names of, thanks to a certain fellow by the name of Lost Paws. You might have heard of him. And, well, I'm just doing my due diligence to the anime visual novel side of the internet by doing a recording of this for you. Now, my buddy Heart Hero and I, we're going to have a little cast list of who we play individually in the description of this video, but we're going to be alternating between different roles, just reading dialogue and going down the different routes. Now, this isn't a 100% view through. You want to see all the neutral, the bad endings, all the extra content, the H scenes, stuff like that. That's gonna be up to you. Just so you know, this game is free. I'll also give a link to the website so you can go and download this game for yourself. So, without further dicking around, are you ready to find love and learn a little lesson in hospitality to people with physical disabilities?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this shit. A light breeze caused the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular treat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? You sure the note said 4 p.m.? Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh god, the emo.
The emo's arriving. Quick, hide all your hot topics.
Hide all your Latinas.
Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem as if time is slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hisao, you came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
Oh my god, it's a black-haired anime girl.
Oh my god, it's not like they're a dime a dozen. Yuanako?
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yuanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
She was the big-titty blonde anime girl.
Yeah, she was... We call her America-san.
She was eating a cheeseburger while putting the note in there. It's why the note was so greasy.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Oh god. Is he having a stroke?
Sounds like it. That's a classic stroke heartbeat if you ever heard one. I also hear you could get an aneurysm in your brain.
My heart is pounding now, as if it weren't trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Oh god, no! Ricardo's trying to burst out! Quick, someone go get the Ice King!
God damn it.
So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Yuanako flinches ever so softly against the gusts of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. I'm pretty sure the reason why she's shuffling is because for some fucking reason, the Japanese school system is like, yeah, let's put every single girl in a miniskirt even when it's fucking winter.
Which is terrible, by the way. Like, that's an actual fucking thing that I read about. Again, I could be wrong about this. Correct me in the comments. But apparently, there was actually a girl in a Japanese school system who straight up almost got expelled from school because she chose to wear leggings under her skirt.
Yeah, like it was winter around the time, you said, right?
Yeah, it was winter around the goddamn time.
We're gonna seriously need to pass this by Erica one of these days. We're gonna need to get her on here. Yeah, she can tell us more about it. As it passes, she rights herself. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless save for my beating heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up and try to massage my throat. This only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black.
Like an American public school.
Let's try not to be super offensive today, Josh.
Why? I'm black. I can't be offensive.
Well, according to some people on the internet.
Yeah.
Whatever. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant and clatter of the branches above. Hell of an opening, huh? Four Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo, which apparently means broken girl in Japanese, by the way. So are we going to pretend to be in awe of this animation, or are we going to try to actually talk about it?
I mean, it's really fucking good. Like, it is decent animation.
Yeah. Hey, audience, you want to know something funny about, like, the guy who animated this in particular? You know that guy who made that one video of the two versions in the Cole from The Amazing World of Gumball, one of which, like, is a human version, and the other is based off the anime version of her from that one episode? Yeah, same guy.
Yep.
Glorious. It's only a matter of time before we find out if that guy who made that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as I Remember It video also has, like, Rule 34 on his high tier patron list.
Damn.
But still, just like...
Why are people on the internet weird?
I mean, it's worse. I mean, it could be worse. You could be Nemle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that today, schnookums. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. The one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it's supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I'd already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't one. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay in the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts soon began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that was the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers, was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors, and by the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they were in a hurry to have a million other patients and it's waiting for them. I guess... Slipping words again. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some sort of omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough that expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading.
The right kind would have been playing a fuck ton of World of Warcraft.
Oh god, I mean, Hisao would have become Elliot Rodger by that point.
Damn.
He's just sipping on his vanilla latte, not going outside, playing World of Warcraft and wondering himself, I wonder why girls don't like me. That was a fun phase to get stuck in when I was in high school. Learning about that guy. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred in some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. Oh, God, I know that feeling. Days have passed by, and then I keep thinking it's Tuesday. It turns out it's already Friday. Ugh, I've lost sense of all time. But other times, all the things surrounding me would painfully crash into my consciousness, as though through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I would put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that would only happen rarely. And I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eye for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. With some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly.
So many.
I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? This absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions.
Side effects may include runny nose, sniffiness, death. just death.
Straight up death. And dosages, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's also futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life. Every day? I'm afraid that's the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years. What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What?
Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say, boy.
Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concerns shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact.
Whoa! You sack of shit, big baby bitch. What's wrong with disabled people?
He's got a lot of prejudice he's going to need to overcome.
Oh, and I'm going to have to... He better overcome it soon, or I'm going to take this slipper and basically use the inner Latina in me.
Don't worry. We'll all be able to channel our inner abuelita and beat the shit out of him with some chancla. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital of being nearby a selling point.
I think more schools need hospitals nearby.
Yeah.
Especially with all the school shootings.
Or maybe we just limit a bunch of guns. We need to get a repeat of the Black Panthers ASAP.
ASAP?
I'm kind of slurring over myself today. Hold on, I need more water. Drink, read.
Alright. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I are not able to homeschool you. For you see, Atreus, there's absolutely no way that the god of war and the goddess of getting her cheeks clapped are going to be able to look over you during the day.
Laufey wasn't a goddess, man.
I know Laufey wasn't a goddess.
Yeah.
We went out there and had a couple of weeks... Oh shit. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it.
Looks like I don't really have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, special school, that's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down.
I'll show you a step down or step down on your fucking neck. Hmm. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another.
Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another general hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I say nothing. The fact that I know now is it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice, I know this. But the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start. My life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like.
Now you're gone. I realize my love for you was
Act
strong.
1, life expectancy. Listen to me be over dramatic. Let us introduce you to a little concept that visual novels like to do, where the person making the game will go around and take pictures of places, but put some weird effect over it in like Photoshop or whatever. So that
That's
technically
what
means,
I'm gonna end up doing.
yeah, which means that what we're looking at right here, this is a real place, and I want to go find it.
And spray paint dicks all over it.
I was gonna hope that like somebody already has found the school this place is based on and just like did a mural of all the characters already. That'd be pretty funny. Gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster, assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looks like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about this gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh grass and all other park-like things. The words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off, staying open-minded now. It's your new life. You take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few buildings loom behind the lefty canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this in my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations for a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here just so I can anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. He hasn't come to his senses, but he stepped into another dimension.
His fear is
not
weird. Gonna get a little wild.
No, His fear is non-existent, so he's got to suit up and swing through the city.
Ha!
The trees hummed with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me and catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery?
I mean, maybe you should be smoking some of the greenery.
I mean, like, I know I'd like the greenery. Greenery's my whole thing.
You're not Snoop Dogg.
No, I mean, like, just...
It's never gonna happen.
No, I mean the color.
Oh, okay.
Green's my favorite color. Only after I stand on the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I have no life to return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore.
There are security cameras everywhere, and they have snipers trained on me.
Yeah, aw, that totally sucks. Here we were going to be taking these foreign exchange students on a field trip through Texas. Yeah, oh cool, where are they from? Wisconsin. No, I know, they're from Iowa. We're going to take these foreign exchange students on a field trip through England. Oh, that's cool. Where are they from? Texas. Feeling nervous with this realization set in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical.
You must be not Nikki?
Nakai.
So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto, like the Godzilla monsters
Except
that ruined the 2014 movie.
they weren't exactly what ruined that movie. It was Godzilla not barely being in it. I'm gonna be honest, I like the giant radioactive ants. I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree then.
Welcome.
As the gay version of Disney's Tarzan, welcome.
Nah, he looks more like Jim Hawkins. I said welcome. You are welcomed, goddammit. Alright. I think your microphone might have cut out.
No, we exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch.
The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in, but there's no time for that now.
Oh, should I go later?
What the fuck do you think? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of class. They're waiting already.
Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what was waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher was saying.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? There might be some big titty anime girls there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal?
Of course, but not everyone likes being the center of attention.
I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem.
Let's go then.
My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Yes, in one go!
Heh.
Minecraft door noise. Beatboxing puppy. Muda opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. That creepy-ass painting outside just keeps fucking staring at me. I want it.
It makes me think that it's gonna start yelling, I am a surgeon!
Oh, God, then we'd have to burn it. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the... Okay, but that looks like Freddie Highmore to you? Seriously?
Yes. It does.
I don't see it.
Actually fucking does.
I don't see it at all. Like what? Are these supposed, do you think this is supposed to look like buck teeth here? Is that what that is? You think it's like an open mouth? That's buck teeth? Because it kind of does have buck teeth. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Ugh, get a grip! This is a big step, I know that. There isn't any point to worrying about it so much. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Okay, let's see. We get to talk to that one. We get to talk to that one. There's oh, that's the guy that Hisao mentions with his cane leaning against the lockers. Yeah, I didn't notice these before. Let's see. Okay, so for the most part, yeah, they're all normal. I don't know why Hisao's being weird outside of him being a dickhead that needs to go through a character arc.
Pretty much.
Oh wait, no, that is the reason. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. The entire wall was taken up by blackboards, and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks were just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all looked normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's not just immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when somebody's talking about you, I tuned out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduced me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. She sees me looking back at her. She covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at
Or maybe it's just really bad karate.
She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, but then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is this cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. And then there's that guy in the back, and he's like my favorite character. Yeah,
He looks like a Oni G character.
An Oni G?
Yeah, he looks like an Oni G character. If his face was just a little bit smaller, he would look exactly like an Oni G character.
What the fuck is Oni G?
Oni plays with friends. You've never have you only seen Oni plays? You've never watched any of his animations?
I've seen his animations. I know.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa. Oh.
Ronald Weasley. It's Leviosa.
Oh my god. Shit. That's probably the one I've actually seen, though. Like,
only one you.
I don't watch many of his other animations, though. Please.
Please welcome our newest classmate.
He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Yes, you're right, Hisao. You don't deserve applause, you ableist fuck.
Seriously, why are you cringing because someone has one hand? What the fuck?
I mean, like, the only person I cringe at is this guy with this fucking anime villain face.
Over there looking like he's about to try and win a case with Phoenix against Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, just put him in the freaking red suit, and he looks like fucking Miles Edgeworth. Why did I forget his name momentarily? Holy shit! A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai, and after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. At least he's being aware about it, unlike most other visual novel protagonists.
When they're literally like, this is the most interesting shit ever.
No. I mean, like, they don't even point it out. They're self-aware enough have to realize that they're trying to make Hisao like the anti-visual novel protagonist, or that it being like he's only a means for the player to interact with stuff, like it's fucking Doki Doki Literature Club or Yumi and Her. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're never gonna do a playthrough of Yumi and Her. That one's too psychologically straining on me. I can't play it. I'm a little baby bitch. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems satisfied even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. Could have gone worse. Oh my fucking god. I'm guessing that's our seat, though, because it's right next to the windows, so why wouldn't it be?
I mean, to be honest, when I'm happy I get seats next to the window simply because of the fact that, I love staring out the window and doing nothing for 45 minutes.
I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels a little like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're gonna be... I gotta stop doing that.
That's cool.
We're going to do some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right?
Okay, I'm actually kind of glad, because I'm pretty sure when Noble Let's played this game, he like did his freaking Sean Connery voice that he does for all the teacher characters he ever plays.
And I'm over here trying to do like a more enthusiastic version of Hugh Neutron.
Or more like a slightly more stuck-up Hugh Neutron.
That's literally what I'm going for, a stuck-up Hugh Neutron.
Now listen, me and Sugar Booger are going to go bang some ducks together. You play whatever video games or make whatever robot dogs you want to, Jimbo. I don't have time to be a part of your life.
Oh, it's like the alternate universe where he turned out to be rich. Holy shit.
Yeah, and he was like a legit stuck-up asshole who didn't give a shit about his kids.
Yeah.
Say what you will, Hugh Neutron is based father at Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I want to see Hugh like run up to freaking Timmy Turner's parents. Like, okay, what you need to do there is that you need to actually be there for your son and not allow magical what's-a-majigs to like run his life. What if this kid wishes for like world domination or something? That's gonna be on you.
Even if rules prevents him from doing stuff like that, he's gonna grow up to be a goddamn sociopath. You're lucky he's got a girl that actually likes him like Tootie, because she'll keep him on the right path. However, you two people here are raising a literal selfish piece of shit, and it's all because you won't spend some goddamn time with your child.
How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression.
Alright, Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi!
As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and golden eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter.
It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shik-chan.
I'm pretty sure it's meant to be more said like, Shi-chan!
Oh,
yeah,
Shi-chan!
Like that, like squiggle thing there that's like sing-songy, like extendy voice. So like, yeah, she's calling out. Also, I like how they like scratched it out the second she started talking. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a nice little detail. Little details work.
All right, what's the song here? The Student Council, of course it is. What is with the freaking ASMR wannabe music in this game?
Yeah, it's like they're doing a fucking Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah. Here at Douchebag Industries, we provide the very best for you.
Here at Absolute Bullshit Industries, we're here to provide you with a customer service that absolutely gives no fucks.
Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully and neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to other people," and "Who better to explain things to you?"
I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shik-chan. Shik-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her.
Well, that's nice of her.
I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shik-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he?
Oh god, that just reminds me of what the hell's her name? Palette? Yeah, that reminded me of Palette in Mega Man X8 when like she's trying to say that layer has a thing for zero. Yeah, it's like, lady, I'm not sure if you noticed, but being with zero is a fucking death sentence.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if you see what happened to his last girlfriend, not good.
We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know that you would be here today so soon, Hik-chan, right? Or Hichan. I'm gonna say Hichan because it sounds
Hichan.
cooler. Hichan. Why are there two C's?
Because I honestly have no... It might be like a typo, actually, but like, you know, it's like he as in Hisao. So like, I don't think it would be Hik-chan.
Many to remove a C.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't go into the game's code and like rewrite the scripts. Or could I?
I don't think you can.
I can make it so that Mudo says banana for every line of dialogue.
Banana, 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 banana. Jimbo, when I was a young boy, I sat on a banana, and that changed my life.
But once your mother brought out the ducks, that's when things really got spicy. I shot my load all in one go and it nearly drowned your mother. And that, Jimbo, is how you were conceived.
Mr. Neutron, I'm not Jimmy.
Oh, well, here's $5.
Bitch, you traumatized me for life. Give me at least 50.
Hichan.
Yep. It fits, doesn't it?
Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how.
It fits. You look just like I imagined.
Huh.
A brown-haired white guy. Yeah, you look just like a Hichan.
I wonder why everyone seems to think so.
Because you're the basic brown-haired white guy Anon character in every goddamn hentai I've ever read.
Unless you played... Except Fate Stay Night, in which case he's a slightly generic redhead anime guy.
Oh my god, red hair, that's so original!
And it turns out the Archer guy is secretly him from the future? What the fuck?
Oh boy.
That actually did make Shiro actually pretty interesting, just like knowing how things ended up turning out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Tsukihime, like that technically counts too. We can do that one of these days. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Although, like, that's Although that is a shitload more reading though, like less visuals, since the text is like over the screen instead of in this little box. It's an older visual novel. That game is 24 years old now.
Damn.
I even have like a freaking bullet hell shooter game that's like, I don't even know if it's canon or not. It's called Blue Glass Moon Under the Crimson Air. It's like a Toho-esque shooter. Only problem is I can't make it work on my computer because this is an old Japanese CD game and I don't have the credentials for that. So that kind of sucks. But it's cool to like have like a physical piece of like official media though. Even though I can't play it, I wish I could though. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other and excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed.
Sorry about that. Shichan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it.
Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out like in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks. That would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today.
Fuck, you look pissed off, oh. Shizune, what the fuck you look pissed off for? Seriously, he just came straight to class. I don't get why you're being such a bitch.
If we go down her route, we might end up finding out when we can directly communicate with her.
That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you even go there. Not just with school either.
But you don't look up the restaurant's menu before you go and then you act surprised when the food is really expensive? That's no good.
Honestly, I don't understand why the hell people look at menus in the first place. I know what I want at a fast food restaurant before I even get there.
I don't mean like fast food. I mean...
I know, but like in general, if I'm going to a restaurant, I usually know what the fuck I want before I get there. People will stand in line and they will actually look at the restaurant's menu. It baffles me. It fucking baffles me. What were you doing in line? Your fucking taxes? Ugh. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shichan?
About where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly, but anyway. I don't say anything. Misha signs something at the ends and shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep.
You look down. Are you okay? Even if the sky is falling down.
Whoa, whoa, baby, are you down, 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 down?
Down like she supposed to be. She get down low for me. Okay, I don't know the actual song.
Yeah, like every single thing having to do with Lil Wayne, I try to scrub it from my brain.
I forgot Lil Wayne was in that song.
The only reason I remember is because I watched like a review of that song by Todd in the Shadows recently, and even then he had barely anything to say about it. I mean, like, it was one of his first reviews, so.
Oh, yeah. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things. By asking.
Oh God, where was that advice when I was in high school? I thought I was cool and like mysterious and edgy and badass for not asking questions. That's why I nearly flunked high school.
Jesus Christ.
Also because like I was like one of those honor roll students in middle school, and then like when I suddenly got to high school and it turns out that was average intelligence, I got hit with like a bunch of demotivation because suddenly I'm no longer special.
Yeah, me too, because in elementary school, I was one of the smartest fucking kids. Going to middle school, still one of the smartest fucking kids. Then in high school, I spent the first half of my first year in high school in a more public establishment. Second, I went to private school. I realized I was as dumb as a box of rocks, but so were half of the other students, so it kind of evened out. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needed help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Your mom's not here to beat you.
All right.
And another thing. You don't have to call Shichan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shichan.
Oh.
Bitch, you better not make him call me that. That is a nickname. I don't know him.
Shizune is like, no, that is my pimp name. Only my hoes get to call me that. And Misha, you're my only hoe right now.
Misha, you better understand your place as my main bitch. You can't be letting people just call me whatever the fuck they want to, alright?
Alright, this will make more sense when we go down Shizune's route, I promise.
Alright, fine. Alright, fine.
Let's try not to spoil it. Look, I know we're making jokes, but we're inadvertently spoiling way too much.
I just wanted to make a pimp named Slickback joke.
Bitch dependency can break a motherfucker.
You cannot do the voice at all.
Lord, let us pray for the soul of this bitch and guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that she might learn a hoe's place. Amen.
All right, you're doing better.
Amen. Yeah. Oh, God. Even the way he says amen makes it worse.
Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Well, I mean, yeah, it's her first fucking name.
Oh, technically, it's her actual name. Hakamichi's like her family name. Oh, no.
Well, yeah, isn't that what first names are? Your first name is just your actual name, and then the last one's your family name?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, specifically the way it's supposed to be written is family name, actual name in Japanese. So technically her name isn't Shizune Hakamichi, it's Hakamichi Shizune.
Oh, yeah, because because in Japan, they believe family is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Their naming convention's a lot like Australia. It's backwards. That's funny because they don't pee in the toilets, right?
It's also kind of weird because... Nah, I'm not really going to go into that right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Shizune is fine.
Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assume would be all business. Well, she still seems to be like that. Well, do be like that, just less so, I guess.
Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. Just like a grumpy little caterpillar.
Yeah, look at her. She looks like a fucking cat.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you mention, like, when we first started playing that the way her hair is set up, it kind of makes her look like she got cat ears?
Sorta. Yeah, like, they got the one that's pointed out here, and I'm imagining that this lock here is also meant to be pointed up. So, like, she technically does have a bit of a cat face.
Yeah.
Yeah. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class.
That too.
Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message.
After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay?
The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. You know, like the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Or Once Upon a Time, if we want to be a little more topical. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that would be kind of funny if, like, one of the supporting characters in Kingdom Hearts 4 is just so happens to be Emma. Just Sora fighting alongside this blonde-haired MILF in a red jacket. That'd be awesome. Someone envision Emma as a Kingdom Hearts character. That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. I'm going to commission some fan art right now. That'd be awesome. Although it would probably make more sense for Henry to be a protagonist instead. He seems a little more fitting. Actually, if they said that Henry was like some form of Sora, that would be kind of cool. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about my stupid headcanons.
Yeah, let's get away from the headcanons before something gets blown up.
Yeah. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks. While Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a lot more easily distracted. Yeah, little is an understatement. She is a lot more distracted. There's also a reason for that. But we ain't getting into it. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in this early chapter is like, this will be explained later in their route for obvious reasons. But I mean, like, specifically, not like the obvious stuff like, oh, this character's got a burn mark. I wonder if it's related to them being traumatized or other stuff like this. It's like, this character acts a certain way. It's one hell of a fucking twist. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your ass cheeks.
To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs towards that fucking creepy-ass Freddie Highmore painting.
Ugh.
We descend even below the lobby where I met Mudo, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate.
Damn. It's the cafeteria!
You might want to keep it full screen so you're not having to catch up constantly.
No. Oh, yeah, I'm keeping it full screen, sorry.
Just making sure. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare. At least she doesn't seem to care if someone proceeds with the line.
It's entirely possible! Free real estate.
Hey, it's free real estate. Nice.
Alright, enough of the memes, let's keep going.
It's so sad that Steve Jobs died of ligma.
Really? I get you find this really fun. Audience, Velvet finds that so goddamn funny that he's actually crying right now.
I'm not crying. I'm doing a bit of a psycho laugh. I'm laughing like I'm a fucking crackhead.
I know you are.
Yeah. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who have special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat. Misha pokes me on the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, if the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite?
Do you want to know something?
What?
Even though technically Shizune's tits look more pronounced, mine are bigger.
Yeah, actually, Shizune probably is supposed to be the one with the largest rack in the game.
Alrighty then. I'll do with that information what I will. About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something.
I wonder. Shizune intrigues me, and I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? Can't come up with anything else. I'm just focused on my food and always talking to themselves. Misha and Suzune, they sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. They're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly noticed a conversation.
Yes, secret girl stuff.
Yes, they're talking about that secret conspiracy that they're trying to take over the world or something. Oh, wait. No, we're not supposed to get into that just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's wait a little bit before we get introduced to the best fucking character in this game. I quickly noticed the conversation inside is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk in the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can just feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone from just our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills as the other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It feels as if my brain remembers how it's done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. Finally, school is over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Suzune are having a sort of conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me.
Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hichan. We've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here. I'm sure of it.
Wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Yes, where do I have to go?
Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside!
We have to go and touch some grass.
Oh god, no, not grass.
Not grass, anything
I
but
just
grass.
want to stay next to the painting yelling, I am a surgeon!
And I want to look condescendingly at it, being like, bitch, I was the leader, I was the second in command of the 3rd Street Saints, and you have the nerve to yell at me? Hey, Johnny Gat, blast his ass! Yeah, everything is improved with more Johnny Gat. Except, even Agents of Mayhem, as freaking weird as it was to try to retcon Gat's story. Oh my god.
Ugh.
We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building.
This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku's foundation office, and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool!
How's that official?
Don't be silly, Hichan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the 1st floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We're going to go then. See you tomorrow!
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Yeah, a whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really will only be a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text "Head Nurse" and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there's at least a dozen coffee rings and he's lingering on the desk. Hello there.
Need to use a damn coaster.
He's a coaster. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's young looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course.
Hello, nurse.
He's actually not that bad looking. He's like a blue-haired Gojo, actually. Yep. I don't know, something about him reminds me of Gojo. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up a revelation and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in the front of his desk. Yeah. Good. Well, you've been briefed about the school enough, so I'll go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us even if there's a problem. Famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place. I'm left thinking why he's even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer, he shuffles stacks of papers around and let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have the medication for arrhythmia, just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer.
Well, you see, I used to fight. Oh, sorry. I was trying to do a dumb joke.
You do it.
Well, you see, I used to kick the absolute crap out of this random dude. Like, I was, like, really freaking good. Then I solved mysteries with a ghost, a pigeon, and my daughter, who always wore the same jumpsuit as me, but it was pink.
Oh, I've only ever seen one episode of that show. Yeah. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm gonna need you to... I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend... And you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, then he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you some good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. So get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe. There's a pool here. Swimming, maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. Oh, you were? Good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No, really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time.
No shit.
He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in the front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes, they still look one and the same to me. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or to the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The wariness in me only grows as I trudge toward the dorms. I set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside in all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. Same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner and heard the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. It seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates of the rooms adjacent to mine are blank, so I guess it's just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. I half expect Master Chief to walk out.
Prepare yourselves, audience.
Instead, we get a much greater character.
Someone 10 times more amazing, more epic. It's almost as if Master Chief, Bayonetta, and Mega Man were all fused into one character and they spent all of their time on Reddit.
Oh god, yes! Hello? Is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyelashes.
Who is it?
Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Oh, so not only is he Japanese Harry Potter, he's also Wario. Japanese Wario Harry Potter. That's one hell of a combination.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Hisao Nakai, I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in the smiling greeting, almost straight into my diaphragm.
Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji.
Hi? I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and a vehement welcome.
There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier.
It was probably my parents.
Parents? I haven't heard about those in a long time. Your parents? You sure? Because it could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover, no matter what graphic designers will tell you.
It's out of place. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures.
You're a brave man, Hisao. A great man. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I can trust is myself.
Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while.
A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart.
I could have
Is this little pause thing I'm doing working?
Sort of. He squints his eyes and leans closer again. I lean backwards to dodge it.
Never mind, it doesn't matter.
With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment and searches the door handle and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marks and it's 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting on the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there's a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hachan. We've packed your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad.
Oh, that's adorable. His parents love him.
Yeah, unlike Kenji's, that's why he's been here for the last couple of years.
Yeah, they literally dropped him off at a fire station and the school adopted him.
Yeah. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hope I would have. There would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until we have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now... The bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. Pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai. Take 2 tablets daily to stay alive. It doesn't really say that, but...
Wow, that's... yeah, that's one way to motivate him.
It doesn't really say that, but just as well. It's kind of twisted, having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. I think the audience is getting an earful of your mom's conversation.
Yeah, I think so, and I want to ask her to be quiet, but unfortunately she pays more rent than I do.
The night beckons me to sleep. I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. And just like that, we're going to call it for today. Yeah, we made about like an hour and a half of progress.
Yeah, boy! That's gonna instantly date this video.
Yep.
Oh, God.
An hour and 12 minutes. That's how long we were going. So,
yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Velvet Sparrow, and he is...
Heart Hero 456, XL65.
And hopefully we'll see you in the next part. Goodbye.